Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. I now call upon Sharon Patterson to introduce the honorary graduate who we will recognise in today's ceremony.
Vice-Chancellor, Francis George Roddam is an award-winning film director, screenwriter, television producer and publisher. Born in Norton, Stockton-on-Tees, he began his career as an advertising copywriter, but soon discovered his passion for film. Frank is a graduate and long-standing patron of the prestigious London Film School, and after his studies, he quickly found success in directing the BBC documentaries The Family and Minnie, receiving critics' awards for both. He went on to direct a feature-length television film, The Dummy, a harrowing documentary drama based on a true story for which he received the Prix d'Italia Prize. Frank directed and co-wrote Quadrophenia, a highly regarded cult classic based on The Who's 1973 rock opera. The film brilliantly captures the mod subculture in 1960s England. After directing a string of successful films, such as The Lords of Discipline, The War Party, and K2, Frank's 1992 TV drama, The Ungentlemanly Act, won a BAFTA Award for Best Single Drama. Frank further showcased his skills as a director, producer, and writer in the American television series Moby Dick. The series gained great acclaim, winning a Golden Globe, as well as being nominated for many other prestigious American and Australian awards. One of Frank's most popular creations is Our Wiedersehen Pet, a British comedy drama series. In 2015, Our Wiedersehen Pet was voted ITV's favourite TV programme of all time. Frank then went on to meet even greater international success, creating MasterChef, the prominent cookery show that has now been produced in more than 60 countries. Frank has also excelled as the founder and chairman of ZG Publishing, an organisation whose many titles include One for Sorrow, a novel whose rights were sold in 20 countries, and The Last Templar, which sold over 4 million copies worldwide. Whilst he has gained critical acclaim as a renowned practitioner of the arts, Frank also dedicates time to tackle important issues such as climate change. As a director of the organisation Green World, Frank has helped the company plant over 35 million trees and establish 100 eco-schools programmes worldwide. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you Francis Roddam to receive the degree of Doctor of Arts, honoris causa.
By the authority of the University, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Arts, honoris causa. Many congratulations.
Well, first of all, thank you so much to the university and everybody connected with it. It's a great honor. I'm a native son of Teesside, born in Norton, a few miles from here. And today I received acknowledgement for my work, as you've seen. I'd like to tell you a little about myself and how I started, where I went to, and what brought me here today. Although I did not attend Teesside University, this is a story about my education and the value of learning, and how I was able to make a career from my imagination. No degree in engineering, no skills as a dentist or a surveyor, but simply my story skills and a childlike affection for play. As I said, I've been fortunate enough to make a living from my imagination, and I worked in an industry where the currency was ideas. Even though I was involved in the multidisciplines of film, TV writing, and publishing, cinema has always been my first love. Cinema embodies all the art forms: writing, acting, music design, costume, photography, composition, and dance. For a director, it's like being in charge of an extravagant it's being in charge of an extravagant game with lots of toys and lots of people, cast and crew to help you. The director is the boss of the game. And I remember that as a child in Norton-on-Tees in the little school, wanting always to be the boss of the game. So I guess it was written that I should become a director. Every story, every journey has a beginning. My story began in Teesside. I was an engineering apprentice at Smith's Dock at South Bank on the river. At the age of 17, with the help of my brothers who are here today, I was able to convince my father to let me give up my apprenticeship and go back to college to study O-levels and A-levels in art subjects. It was a bold move. Everyone at the yard said, "You must finish your apprenticeship for job security." But I ignored the advice. I knew myself. Know thyself is an important mantra for me. And boldness is a big part of that. When you have little, you have to be bold if you want to change that. Later in life, I found a quote to support my belief. It's from the great 18th century writer Goethe. He said, "Whatever you can do or think you can, begin it. For boldness has genius and power and magic in it. Begin it now." So, for boldness has genius and power and magic in it. It's a strong mantra, and one that I have encouraged my colleagues and friends to embrace. It's especially useful for students who are starting their journey into a career and work. Be bold. So, I am a shipyard boy from Teesside who went on to become a Hollywood director. I had the privilege of working with Gregory Peck and dining with Cary Grant. I did projects with The Who and Sting, met Bob Dylan, and even shook hands with Frank Sinatra. Yet even with all this, I am still an apprentice. I am still learning. I have been fortunate to have influential teachers in my life, mentors from school and college, people that I work with, and people I meet. These are my mentors. I discovered many things, but I discovered that attitude is everything. How you see the world is how the world sees you. We are shaped by our shaping of the world. Two people can walk down the street on the same day at the same time and have completely different experiences. Attitude is everything. So I say to the teaching staff at Teesside University, I say, along with the many disciplines that are taught here, it is important that you recognize your role as mentors as well as educators. You set your students on the path. You help direct their lives. So, boldness has magic in it, and attitude is everything. But I'd also like to mention the importance of having a dream. And if this was a toast, I would say, here's to those that dream, as foolish as they may seem. Thank you.